Hello, happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Thank you for tuning in and coming and hanging out with us today. Yes, it's Wednesday. Normally we're on here on Fridays for Friday Live, but today we got a special for you guys. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. These are always great when we have her on here, when we have this product on here. We always have a good time. And yeah, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest for today. It is Ashley from Artesprix.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Bo. How are we
Hello.
doing today?
Good. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. Very excited to be here and bring the inspiration, if you will.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know who Artistry is, just a quick rundown. We are the leaders in sublimation craft, or at least we like to think so. So we take that professional ink that you know and love, and we put it in arts and craft form. So then that way everybody can experience the magic of sublimation, and people can get those professional level project results that you guys know without a printer. And it's really fun, and it's a great way for you guys who have printers. It's a great way to get in touch with your crafty side and get creative with some friends and family. So that's kind of the things that I'll be going over today. And we're focused on Mother's and Father's Day. So you've already got markers, you've already got paints. So a great thing to whip out here towards the end of the week and get some last minute gifts done. And if not, there's plenty of time. Condé's having a sale on our paint right now, so go ahead and grab a set, and we'll be talking about some Father's Day gifts as well. So lots to touch on, and of course we'll be doing a project.
That's right.
So
what products are you going to be using today?
So I'll be using our sublimation paint set. So we have our paint set of 5. It's usually $40, but you can get it through Condé for only $30. So take advantage of that if you haven't gotten the paint yet. Now is the time, okay, for sure. So we'll be using our set of paint, and I'll be showing you how you can take these 5 colors and make all sorts of colors, so that way you guys are not limited with just your CMYK and your, as you guys know it, right?
I am dropping the link in to the description right now.
Thank
for
you.
both Facebook and YouTube. And if anyone has any questions on this, give us a call at 1-800-826-6332, and we'll love to answer any questions.
Awesome. So, and then for the blanks, which it's like, so I'm gonna be doing Mother's Day projects today, and then and we'll be talking about some other blanks for Father's Day towards the end. But this is Bo told me that you guys call it a wine tote. Okay, so this is the
wine tote.
Wine
JDW 764.
It is such high quality. I know I don't have to tell you guys that. You know it. It is so soft to the touch. Definitely something mom would love. So I will show you how we will be personalizing this with the sublimation paint today. And also, I'm just on like a linen kick, I guess. I also thought the linen coasters would be something else mom would love as well. So I'm going to share with you some ideas that I have for that too.
Those are the JDW 767. And this is just really a coincidence. We didn't plan any of this, but I'm going to pitch something here for a second. Friday, Zach and I will be going live on Friday Live 3:30 Central Time, and we are doing the Sublilinen Lowdown 2023. You're going to want to tune into that one. We're going to be going through the entire Sublilinen line of products, and you're going to want to tune in because if you like Sublilinen, there's going to be a Sublilinen sale coming up.
Well, I'm glad I can get the ball rolling.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So.
And this was not planned, by the way.
Not planned. I do keep a stash of Condé blanks, and I just went through my stash and I said, what speaks to me for Mother's Day? And these were the ones that spoke to me. So I thought these were good. But of course, there's other lovely wine bags that Condé has. Let's say it's the linen, the burlap, the shiny burlap. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Special delivery.
I always think the coaster, the linen coaster, is great for wedding invitations. I don't know why. That's my one thing for it.
That would be very cool. That'd be very cool. And then all sorts of coasters. I don't have to tell you. Well, how many coaster options does Condé have? Do you know off the top of your
I'm
head?
gonna say it's probably easy to say there's probably 150.
So if you don't have the linen coasters, mom will love any coaster. Okay, so there's lots of coasters to choose from, other wine bags to choose from, but this is just a great way to get you inspiration. Some of these blanks you might even have on hand, and if you've already got the paints, it's a great way to do a last minute project this weekend. So,
And hopefully my mother's not watching, but Mother's Day is this Sunday, right?
yes, it
For
is.
everyone. That's good to know.
Indeed, it is. Yes.
All your mothers.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day in advance to all you moms out there.
Will this be your first Mother's Day?
It is going to be my first Mother's Day.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. So, okay, let's talk about what we need to do.
Okay, I'm going to bring you, it's all you now, okay?
Okay. Thanks, Bo.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about what you need to do a sublimation paint project. Now, a lot of the stuff is the same, right? You need your heat source, you need your heat tape or your Condé Pro spray, you need protective paper, and you need your sublimation blank, okay? But for the other part of the project where it comes to designing, it's obviously going to be a little bit different. So we have our sublimation paint, we have the black, yellow, blue, red, which is really magenta, and white. Okay, so the white, just like sublimation ink, it's not a white like sublimation paint. This is just an acrylic lightning medium to help you make the rest of the colors. So the same rules apply in general from traditional sublimation to craft sublimation. So this is not white sublimation paint. It is acrylic lightning medium to help you make all the rest of the colors that you know, essentially lighten your shades, right? So you have that option. You also need paintbrushes, okay? Save your sublimation paper because you don't need it for our products. You can just use regular craft paper, whether that's mixed media paper if you're using the paint and you're doing something a little more heavy, or whether that's with the markers and it's plain copy paper. You don't need any special paper when it comes to our projects. So just save that for when you're using it with your printer. But I will say something that might throw you for a loop for what I just said. For you guys, I thought I would focus on, instead of freehanding, I would focus on how we use this with the sublimation printer. So what we did was we went ahead and printed out a design on plain copy paper. There is nothing special about this paper, but with our sublimation printer. So this is sublimation ink that will transfer. So these lines will transfer. And so essentially it's going to be a magic coloring book. Okay, so I just want to show you guys up close. So a really nice floral design. You'll notice that I avoided text. Now, of course, you can just mirror your text. The cool thing about mom, though, is it's the same frontwards and backwards if you use all capital letters. So keep that in mind for when you're doing your projects this weekend, especially with your extra littles. You know, of course they want to write something. Mom is the same forward and backwards, especially if you use all the same size letters. So keep that in mind for when you're getting creative this weekend with our sublimation craft products. So we have the brushes, we have our design, our template design, water, right? You need water when you do that. And then of course some other things like scissors and the basics. I like to have paper towels to clean my brushes. So let's go ahead and make some colors, right? We have only these 5 colors, but we're gonna make this much more exciting than just these 4 colors. So we're gonna use the color mixing chart. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am not like an artist by any means. So we came up with the color mixing chart, and forgive me, it's laminated. That's why it's shiny, because, you know, the paint tends to get a little, you know, it's not like the markers where it's a little less contained, right? Because it's paint. So these colors you can make with with just these 4 plus the lightning medium. So, you know, for example, some of the ones might be a little bit more obvious, like how do you make green? That's yellow and blue. Purple is blue and red, and so on and so forth. But then it shows you how to create different shades like lime and hot pink and sea glass. And so this is what you want to use. If you check, you can find this on our website under the support tab. There's an online version, and then of course there's a printed friendly PDF version, which I love. So I always make sure that I have that handy. But if you know about color theory, then you know, then you might not need that. But for those of you who are like me and need it, we have that for you. So before I start to get creative, I was just going to say, Bo, feel free to interrupt me.
Oh, I was just about to interrupt you.
Perfect.
So Pam is on here, and she wants to know if they can print a design and it won't transfer. Like if they use regular printer,
Correct.
ink, will that not transfer over?
Correct. It shouldn't. Now, of course, we can't put a general statement on how all inks will react with heat, right? Like I can't, like, I don't know that it won't do anything. It could do something. It might like get sticky and, you know, like leave a residue, right? So we love to recommend is print that on your regular printer and then either flip it over or take a fresh sheet of copy paper and just trace it with a black sublimation marker and kind of recreate that coloring page moment, but with a black sublimation marker as opposed to like mystery standard ink that we don't know what might happen with the heat.
Thank you, Ashley.
Welcome, welcome. Please keep the questions coming. And also, if you're catching this on the replay, we have a FAQ section on our website under the support tab, and there's all sorts of fun information there if you happen to catch us on a replay and you have a question. So let's make some colors. So I'm going to do some orange. So this red is very intense. So it really only needs a little bit of red. So I'm just going to do like 1 drop of red, like really next to nothing. And this paint goes a long way. For those of you who have used it, you know, you can always just use a little bit. You can and then you can always add more. So I always recommend starting with a little bit because you'd be so surprised how far this takes you. Okay, so I just did mostly yellow and a little bit of red, and now I'm just going to mix this up. I like to have a mixing paintbrush, and then I also like to have popsicle sticks. I know that I did not mention that in my list of supplies, but I do like to have some popsicle sticks handy. Okay, so I just made a very, very light orange. Sorry, I got all this. You can see, there we go. Very light orange. Okay, and so now it's just as simple as you would expect. You just take your paintbrush and you just go ahead right onto the paper. Now I use regular copy paper, but again, you could print this on like mixed media paper if you wanted maybe to do a little watercolor effect and add a little water, or if you think you'll be have like a heavy hand with the paint and you think the copy paper can't handle it, then you can always do something a little thicker and you can still use your printer. So don't be afraid to you know, use mixed media paper with your sublimation printer. It's great for projects like this. Okay, so I'm just filling in the flower and I'll show you guys what I have. Okay, so here it is. Now you'll notice, sorry, I'm trying to avoid the glare. You'll notice that I went right over this line. So it was like a tulip, right? So usually there's a black line right here. I just went right over it with the paint. So that keeps the design process really easy. You don't have to have like super fine tip brushes or something like that. So I will show you how we're gonna get that black line back in a little bit. So I'm just gonna make a few more colors just to show you guys how it goes. So if I wanted a light pink, I would do the straight red, just a little bit, again, because it's so intense, and then a decent amount of white. And that's how I would make a light pink. Do we have any other questions, Bo?
No other questions yet.
Okay, no worries. Just let me know. So just mix that, and then I'll grab a brush like this. And then again, just as simple as painting on the paper. Okay, so it is relaxing. It is so fun. And I'll just go over some general rules because these always come up as far as questions go. There's no rules about when you have to transfer. So let's say we painted today and then the phone rang or you had an appointment to go to. You don't have to finish your project right now. You can transfer it whenever. We have transferred designs over a year like after they've been sitting around and they still look great. So there's no rules about when you have to transfer. If your paint tends to get like maybe you go to that appointment and you leave it out, right? And you're like, oh, I really wanted to use this paint. Don't throw it away. Just add a little water. All of our inks are water-based, including the paint, and adding a little bit of water will bring it back to life. Okay, so I will show you. So again, I'm just filling it in and going over those black lines. There's like a black line in the middle of each of those petals. So I just went right over that. So these are translucent, right? So that means that if let's say I wanted to put a yellow streak on top of my orange flower, or a white streak on top of my pink flower, that darker color on behind that lighter color will just overpower that lighter color, and you won't see that yellow and you won't see that white. So if that's something that you want to do, consider doing the opposite, right? So you have a light colored flower, like a light pink flower with maybe the dark red, or the yellow flower with orange, as far as like shading and things like that. So just keep that in mind when you are creating. So you're going to let your project dry. You can put it under the heat press if you want to dry. You can hit it with a heat gun, or you can just let it air dry. Those are all options. And then what I like to do is I like to take a black sublimation marker, and I like to go over those lines that I may have gone over with the paint. So you certainly want to wait till it's dry. So I'm only going to do a little bit here just to give you an idea. So I'm literally just tracing all of the lines that I happen to paint near. And what's really nice about this is you don't have to go so careful. This marker will cover up any oopsies, any little white spaces that you might have missed. Just use your black marker and you'll be good to go. So I was telling Bo it's going to be like a cooking show. Okay, so here's the before, right? And then after, you have a finished design. Okay, so you can see, I'm actually going to come around, so I'll show you guys up close so you can see the before and after. So here is it up close. So you can see I did 2 shades of orange, a lighter orange and a darker orange. And then oh, you know what, guys? I forgot to paint the little things at the top here. I don't know if there's a technical term for that, so I got to paint those. This is just red straight out of the bottle. This is light pink, and then you can tell that I went over my leaves with black outline. So this is the other one. So let me add that yellow, so we don't have just some. It's not going to be white because it's linen. But we just want to make sure that we fill that in. So that was just straight yellow from the bottle. So I'm just going to put I just need.
Hey, Ashley.
Yeah.
Can you, when you're done painting, can you use like your heat press, put it under the heat press to kind of help with the drying process?
100%.
Okay.
Yes. So actually, I'm going to do that right now. Actually, I just did those 3 little dots. So I'm just going to put it right under here. Okay. Let me make sure we are good to go. So both of these are 400 for 60 seconds. So I'm just going to trim this one down a little bit more. And I am so excited for you guys to see the before and after, because it is amazing. I mean, I know the before and after is the best part all the time, but with the paints, it's cool, extra cool, because when you touch the paper, you can feel the paint, right? You can hear that. Get some ASMR, you can feel the paint, right? And then once it's transferred, just like traditional sublimation, it's in the blank. You can't feel it, but you can see those paint strokes and that paint effect. So that's one of the things I really like about it. So now we are just going to place it on our bag with some heat tape. And you could use Pro Spray if you wanted to. You could tear the edges to make sure you have a little soft edge. But this seems pretty cushioned because it's that neoprene on the inside, I think. So it should be good to go. Now I'm going to cut my heat tape really small because I don't want to cover up any of my design, because I don't want it to have an adverse effect with my heat, you know, the heat resistant characteristic of the tape. I don't want it to have a, you know, prevent my design from transferring because it is copy paper. So it's very thin. Okay, so tape, tape, tape. Just make sure we're good to go. And then we'll get the rest. And for those who are watching from our channel, or like who came over from Artesprix, there's a little dot right here of paint, and I don't want that to go on my project. So make sure you cut it out or you put a piece of heat tape over it, because we certainly don't want any random spots like that. So I'm just going to go like this. Now I might have to move this up. Let's see. Now my heat press is 9x12, so hopefully I'll get this whole thing on here. Okay. Oh, you know what? I have it backwards. Like this. It's like a puzzle. There we go. Now I might have to trim this down to get all of it on here. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this out, and we might have to put it towards the top or somewhere else. I cut that out, cut this out. Okay, can you guys see what I'm doing? Let's make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, now it fits. There we go. Okay.
Hey, Ashley, I just want to let you know that there's some guy in here by the name of David Gross. And
hey,
he said, great job, Ashley. Do you know this guy?
I do. I'm sad I didn't get to go to the summit and party it up with all the Condé people.
Oh,
did you go?
I didn't get to go either.
Didn't get to go. So the FOMO was real for you too.
We should have had our own party.
Yeah, we did. Well, we also taught a sublimation class at the summit. It was, hosted by us, but Alicia was an instructor for us. So thank you to everybody. If you're watching, if you attended our class at the summit, thank you so much. I hope you had a great time. So they were able to have a hands-on experience with our paint. So I think they had a really good time, and I was super sad to miss it for sure. So thank you for those who attended our class. We really appreciate it. Okay, guys. So here is what we're looking at. Let me go ahead and get my protective paper ready. So I'll protect the other side of the wine tote to make sure it stays nice and it's pretty linen color. And then just get a top piece here. This is really thick, so I do not think you need to put anything. You do not need to put anything in between for transferring over to the other side. But for those of you who are new to sublimation, beware. Not all blanks are treated the same. And if you think there's a chance of it might going through to the other side, make sure you put something in between. And again, this is copy paper, so it's really thin. So it's really important that you put a piece of protective paper on top, because this is just going to go right through that copy paper. So we want to make sure we protect our planet. Okay, so let's see. Make sure we got ready to go. Oh, it's on 350. I don't know why that happened, but we're just gonna increase the time. Okay.
This one was 400. Remember?
Yes. So
coaster's 375.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, you guys, not to drive you crazy, but my heat press just went down for a second, so we're gonna do the coasters really quick. So I'm gonna save this and just let it go to temp. So
sorry to throw you off.
No. I'm glad you said that, because now I'll give it time to heat up, and then it's easier to go. It's easier to go up than it is back down, right? So let me put a 375 real quick. Okay. All right. Give it a second to get figured out. So one of my other ideas is, you guys know there are moms everywhere that are, how should I say, like they have a thing. Right? So let's say their thing is sunflowers or hedgehogs or turtles or butterflies or gnomes, right? So one of my things was, how cute would it be if you colored or created a design with your mom's favorite thing, whatever that may be. Now, some moms don't have a favorite thing, and that's okay, but some people do, and I can name a whole handful of people who have their thing. So I thought it would be fun to pick some things that are very common to be something like something that they love, and I thought I would put them on different linen coasters. So
what's your thing, Ashley?
What's my thing?
Yeah.
My thing is turtles.
Sea turtles or just
sea turtles? Yes.
Okay.
My thing is sea turtles. So I know it's not atypical to have a thing, but it is common to have a thing. So keep in mind, if your mom or that mom in your life is one of those people, then go online and type in free coloring page, whatever it is she's into, and make her a set of coasters. She'll love them, and I'm sure it'll match all her decor, right?
And you're in Florida, right?
We are in Florida.
Have you been down to the Sea Turtle Hospital in Marathon?
No, I didn't know they had one.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You should check it out sometime.
That does sound awesome. Yeah, I do love sea turtles. I do. Okay, so sublimation sandwich, as we say. And I have enough room so I can do both of these at the same time because they're the same thickness. Now, because these are double-sided, even though my design fits in the center and I'm not really worried about like the design going somewhere over the edge, I want to make sure this backside stays white. So that's why I'm putting a piece of protective paper on the bottom. And then I just need one more for the top. Okay. Make this a little tighter because I loosened it because that wine tote is thick.
Do you have any tips or tricks if you happen to get sublimation or Artesprix paint on your heat press? Lower platen or heat platen?
Great question. Oh, made it a little too tight.
I'll say the first time I ever used Artesprix, it did go through onto the platen, onto the lower platen, and I had to burn it out.
And it's that copy paper, right? It's really thin, and the ink is the same powerful ink that you guys usually use. So that's why the protective paper is really important. But you can just keep using that protective paper, and eventually it'll just gas out, right? And then it won't end up on future projects. But you want to make sure that, that's the protective paper. But of course it happens. It happened to me last week. There's a mark on the bottom of this just because I happened to forget. So now the acrylic paint does stain. That's normal. All acrylic paint stains. So we weren't able to avoid that. However, with the stamp pads and markers, they are water-based. So if you get some on something like a shirt, it can wash out before it's heat set. But with the paint, unfortunately, it doesn't matter. It's one of the reasons I'm wearing black. We had aprons at the summit, disposable aprons. So just be aware that the same rules that apply for acrylic paint also apply to our acrylic paint. Okay, just a few more seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And don't do as I say, not as I do. Use heat gloves. Oh, how cute. Okay, I have to come around. Give the close up. Ta-da. So this is the paint, the paper. And then here is our little gnome. Isn't that so cute? So let's see what the other one looks like. Oh, adorable. So, so cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right, let's transfer our wine bag. Or you know what? Let's do these other two. So something else that's that I thought was really cute are these cactuses. So I did some cactus really quick so we can do those. So here are my cactus. Maybe that's something else that somebody might be into. So how cute are these guys? Does tell me in the comments how to make brown. Pop quiz. How do you make brown? I want to know if you know, and if you know, I want you to tell me in the comments.
How to make brown pop?
How do you make brown, the color, with only these colors? How do you make brown?
I would mix all of them together. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I'll pop it up on the screen. Do the paints and sub inks last about the same comparison to washing garments, mugs, etc.?
Yes. Yep. They sure do. They sure do. So as long as you're using the, the proper compatible blanks and things like that, then all the rules still apply.
So we got Pam in here. It's either Pam or Chewbacca, her dog. They say black and yellow.
Black and yellow? Nope, it's not black and yellow. I mean, maybe that would make brown, but that's not how we make brown. And no, and I guess you could go to go see on the color mixing chart. Cheat a little bit, but anyway, it is this. At least this is how I made the brown for the pots that the cactus are in. It is purple. So in order to make purple, it's blue and red. So you make purple first, and then you add yellow to purple. So they were on the right track with the yellow. They were on the right track with the yellow. So far,
we did have a red and yellow too, right when you were saying that.
So we're close. We're close. So here are my cute little gnome coasters, and then we'll do our last two, and then we'll do the wine bag. And as far as Father's Day gifts ideas, all of the same things apply. Think of their favorite thing. Maybe they're into cars, maybe they're into boating, maybe they're into hunting. There are all sorts of things that you could do. Coasters will apply for Dad for sure. There's all sorts of fun bottle openers and things like that on Condé's website. So
aprons are great for grilling.
Aprons are great for grilling. Or the oven mitts, or like a pot holder. Those are great for grilling too. Trivets, especially when they're outside and things are hot off the grill. Those are always a need for that. So lots and lots of blanks that Condé has.
Wallets and flasks.
Drinkware. Can't go wrong with drinkware. Okay, let's check these guys out. Oh, these turned out so cute. Okay. I mean, if there was a contest between the cactus and the gnomes. How cute, you guys. Let me get the fork. Oh, it's so hot. Oh, I love these. These are so fun.
What kind of pressure did you use? About a medium?
Actually I used heavy pressure, just because I wanted to make sure that I got all of that ink out of there. And with this, because the whole blank is under, sometimes I tend to do it so I'm not avoiding press lines because the whole blank is under the press. Sometimes that's my little secret, I guess. All right, so let's press the wine tote. And this is double-sided, so you could loosen it a lot. Okay. What I was going to say is if you wanted to do the other side, all you would have to do is keep on painting on this side, and then the same rules apply. Let it cool and then go ahead and do the other side. I tend to avoid pressing two sides at once. I know sometimes there are some rules where you can do that, but I like to avoid that with our products. So just keep that in mind. Do we have any other questions, Bo?
No, but I was going to ask, sorry, I was reading something. I was going to ask you, when you press the other side, you double press it and you flip it over. there's going to be no loss of color due to the.
Correct. So
Right.
with what's nice about craft sublimation, as I like to kind of put us in our own category, because we're not trying to like get like that perfect color, right? Like it's green. It is what it is, right? You really don't see a difference, especially to the untrained eye, right? So we're not worried about like someone's freckles or something like that. We're just worried about like the yellow in a flower. So even if there was a little bit of that, which is what we try to avoid, it won't be noticeable. Oh, you guys, I'm in love. What mom wouldn't love this? Am I right? How great is that? All right, I'm going to come around. Whoops. Oh, got to work on my, there we go. So you can see the difference in the colors. Look at that orange. Remember I said I did a light orange and a dark orange? It turned out fantastic. But what is everybody saying in the comments? I don't know what they're saying.
Oh, they're saying that it looks really good, that it came out pretty.
Yay.
The beautiful flowers. I'm wondering what you're going to put in there.
I'm a Sav B girl. Sav,
Okay.
that's my favorite. Florals for Mother's Day, groundbreaking. Okay, but in all seriousness, I hope that we brought you some inspiration today. If you haven't tried our sublimation paints, now is the time. Grab a set, get creative with your friends and family. And if you have any questions, reach out to your Condé rep. And if you need inspiration, you can head on over to our website. There's lots of blogs, but there is not this fabulous price on the paints on our website. So you've got to get it from Condé.
You can't hear me, can you?
No, that's all I'd love to say.
Thank you. That was great. Thank you for coming on here. And those prices are what, $40 for the set of ink?
Usually it's $40 for the set of paint, but on Condé's website, you can get the set for $30. So take advantage of this because it's not going to last. And so definitely grab some before it's too late.
And those products number is like 76, and then there's a whole bunch of zeros after it.
Yes.
So that's the product number.
You know what's so funny is that's our product number, and I guess Chris likes to do that. So there we go.
Yeah, I couldn't count how many zeros there were.
There are 5. 007 60 0 3 more zeros. There's 000.
But if you got any questions, comments, concerns, and you want to place an order, give us a call at 1-800-826-6332. That was Ashley and Artesprix. Amazing job. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Condé fans. We'll see you next time.
Is that it for you, Ashley? Any last words?
That's all I got.
Oh, I wanted to say that you guys said that these flowers last forever on there, and those are great closing remarks.
Is that a sublimation joke? It was a good one.
Yes.
Good one.
All right. Well, thank you, Ashley.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.